Right, so today's job I'm going to tackle something that's been bugging me for a long time, and it's just the fitment of these rear over fenders. They've never sat right along the back edge, you know, they've always had a gap, and they've never been nice and smooth around the lights. As they fit nice on this one, apart from there, this one fits better this side, but when you suck it all in, it doesn't quite fit there, and this bit's all wonky. And basically I'm just going to readdress that whole situation, because I threw them together about 4 years ago when I got the car, and I've just never paid any attention to it since. But now I've got the time, I'm going to do it. But yeah, like I say, everything is all in. Kind of try and get an idea of what I was going for with all of this setup. Now you can see it in the sun. I don't know whether you'll be able to see any of the sparkle in there, but you can definitely see it in the sunlight, that's for sure. Right, just to bring you into what I've done so far. So to close this gap up, I've sectioned it off. So I'm no bodywork expert, but this is just what I felt was necessary. So I've cut a line, that gives me the flexibility of this piece. That brings the front all in. I've sectioned out the piece here, which basically gives it everything it needed when it's taped up all nice. And I re-fiberglass it back in from the front and the back after I V these out some more, once I've got some more appropriate tools, because I'm using a hacksaw at the moment. But it should fit quite nice. Right, this gives you a better idea. I've taped it all up so you can kind of see where the body line's going now. So you can see it's a more smoother flow, it doesn't have that big gap you can get your finger in. Obviously, the more fine tuning I do in the prep work, I'll get rid of all of this where it's split, where I've hit it over time, and you know, I'll smooth all of this edge out so it sits real flush and real nice with the inside. And then I'll fiberglass all of this. I've V'd some of it in there so you can kind of see like the gap that I've got to fill with fiberglass. I do all that work from the back, and then the final finishing, final sanding will be done from the top, obviously, to make it smooth. You can see like it'll flow a lot better. There's still more room to sort of fettle it. Once it's on there, I can readjust that angle, probably take a little bit more out of that gap there, just so I can squeeze that together a bit further. But yeah, all it's going to take is a bit of sanding around the edge here, make it all nice and smooth, and then probably bring this a little bit slimmer. May even fill this hole back up and redo it, just for sheer sake of getting it a lot better than it was. At the end of the day, it's still going to be a skid car, it's still fiberglass, it's never going to be perfect. But I'll move on to this side. I'll do exactly the same as what I've done with that side, just a bit less aggressive because it's not as much to take up. So yeah, I'll do a lot less aggressive on this side. I'll probably do one trim there, one down the middle, and that'll be enough to close it up. The fitment on this one's a lot better than the other side, apart from this bit, which I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with. I'm probably going to have to take this bolt out and trim down here and suck this whole corner in a bit more, which is probably going to throw this corner off, so I'll probably do that first, so I can try and get that aligned, because I've only got the one bolt in the bottom at the moment. So it's all going to be driven off whether this bolt sits nice, and get rid of that gap. And I've got a fuel filler cap, a new one, because I broke mine. Basically I just extended it out so it sits flush, because I hated the fact that it was sunk in before and couldn't use it. The only pain in the arse thing with these is once you go to fill them up with fuel, you get stuck at the top side of this, but you know, that's just what we're playing with at the moment. And then obviously I'll sort out getting the body line a bit more straight. I'll do some fiberglass filling and just make the panel fit overall a bit nicer than it once did. And I'll do the same with the front wings. I'll put some extra mounting tabs on them and set them at the right height when I go to do the bonnet. As you can see, same process applied on this side. Obviously the tape's not quite strong enough to hold it where it's going to be held, but you can kind of see just the two slits in this one. Didn't have to take much out of it at all. With this fit as well, that's kind of the best it's going to get without distorting the panel here. I just have to spend a bit more time on it. All I did was open up this hole, and I've still got to obviously sort that line out but that will come when I get the fiberglass stuff out to sort top. And then I'm loving my kooky lights. It's transformed the look of the car, really, in my opinion. I'm going to get the under panel from the house and get the under garnish on, and then see how that fits up with the rear bumper. Obviously I'm going to have to make changes to the rear bumper so that sits nicer. Yeah, it's just going to be one of those, I hate bodywork jobs because I'm never happy with the results, but it's going to be necessary with the calibre of the build that I'm doing. You know, the effort that we put into getting the car looking the way it's looking now is going to be really shown by the time I paint it, because all of this is going to be repainted anyway. So it's all going to be painted to match the engine bay. And then with the front wings as well, I'm going to have to fix all of this where the tyre hits it. Obviously this is not the right height. The right height's going to be about here, so that's one thing to consider. I'm going to neaten up the vents because I cut them a bit scraggly when I first done them. The other side's completely different to this side. Make bigger tabs so I can actually bolt the wings on in the right position, because at the moment the tabs just aren't big enough to what I need from where I need them to fit. This was a bubble in the gel coat, so that became apparent after painting that was there, so I'm going to have to fiberglass and put some resin in that whole top edge there. I'll probably just cut that bit out because it's cracked as well. Same with the lip here, you know, the lip's all tarnished and just twisted up, so I'll probably end up chopping that back and sorting that out. At the moment it's only self-tapped in. This will have riv nuts and things in it, it will be spaced and done properly, but it was self-tapped in before and it's not going to be this time. I'm just going to do it properly, do it once, and then make probably a metal mounting point for the edge of the front wing. So this may be something that comes off of this and pushes out into the wing to keep the wing where I need it for the front bumper. But yeah, that'll all come in time. You know, slowly but surely I can get through all this bodywork while I'm saving money up and doing bits and bobs. I've already got the doors. One door's stripped down completely, bared, primered. So yeah, that's a passenger door. I'm probably going to hang them while they're in primer, just to double check I've got all the body lines from the wings, because I need to restore the body line from the wing that flows into the rear quarter all the way down the car, because I'm just not happy with the way it looked, where it was very sort of faint, and yeah, it just needs to be better. So I've got a nice little tool for that now, so I'll get that one done, because it really adds some good lines to the car with that little separation in the body lines. You know, I've seen a couple of them with it all smoothed out, and I'm not really a fan. You know, I like the more aggressive lines. Same, that's why I picked this body kit. And the mountings for the body kit is literally like the side skirts are mounted on one riv nut there, and then they're cable tied at either end, just because, you know, they smash on the floor a lot. Getting in and out of this yard is a pain. I probably have to take the side skirts off to get in and out of the yard, which isn't good, but you know, it's where we're at right now. Got to make do with what I've got. Not a millionaire, can't afford to do this all the time, so that's why I'm taking my time with this and making sure the money I do spend is in the right places. So yeah, that was just a quick sort of hour at the garage today. I haven't really got time to spend ages here, but yeah, it's probably the most time I've spent on the car in a year in the past 3 days, which you've seen on previous videos. If you haven't, go back and check them. You know, a lot of work went into getting creative and actually getting on with this stuff, and also picking up this camera and cracking on with just trying to show you guys that you don't have to pay these big expensive shops, and you can do it yourself. You can have a go. It's not rocket science. You just got to be able to put some time into it, and yeah, just basically learn all this stuff from YouTube, because at the end of the day it's only other people doing what you could do yourself. And one thing my friend Dale always says, it's only nuts and bolts at the end of the day. It don't matter if it's a Fiesta or a Ferrari, it's nuts and bolts, they all go together the same, they all come apart the same. So if you put your mind to it, you can definitely do it. And yeah, just like, comment, subscribe, get involved. Any constructive criticism is welcome. You know, if you feel like there's a better way to do it than I'm doing it, let me know. It might save me time and I learn something new every day. So yeah, just make sure you click that subscribe button.